I think Thanos is such a great MCU character that he absolutely deserves his own movie showing how he rose to power. And trust me, comic Thanos is a whole different beast compared to the movie version. Thanos was born with the Deviant gene, which made him look different from the rest of his eternal family. His mother, Sui-san, was so horrified by his appearance and the belief that he'd wipe out life in the universe that she tried to kill him, but his father, Alars, stopped her. As a kid, Thanos was actually a pacifist, mostly spending time with his brother Eros and his pets. But as he grew older, he became obsessed with nihilism and entropy, eventually falling in love with Mistress Death herself. As an adult, Thanos used his deep scientific knowledge, mysticism, and cybernetic enhancements to boost his strength and powers. He even tried to live a more normal life by having children and becoming a pirate, but neither fulfilled him. That changed when Mistress Death reappeared, inspiring him to kill his own offspring and pirate captain. Determined to prove himself to her, Thanos built an army of alien villains and launched a nuclear attack on Titan, wiping out millions of his own people. His backstory is fully explored in Thanos Rising, a pretty controversial origin story that ran for 5 issues as a limited series. Thanos returns to what's left of his home on Titan to visit his mother Sui-san's grave. The story then flashes back to his birth, where Sui-san immediately tries to kill him at first sight. The doctors sedate her at the request of Eternal Mentor. Growing up, Thanos was known as the smartest kid in school and was a pacifist, but because of his appearance, he kept to himself, only spending time with his brother Eros. Eventually, a group of kids befriended him despite how he looked. He was also a gifted artist and often had nightmares about someone trying to kill him as a baby, something his mother, now in a mental institution, was aware of. One day, while tasked with dissecting a lizard, he became nauseous and ran outside, where he met a mysterious girl who told him about a cave she liked to visit. He later explored the cave with his friends, but a rock collapse trapped them inside. After 3 days of digging, Thanos finally escaped, only to find that a pack of lizards had eaten his friends down to the bone. When he returned to school, people shunned him, believing he had murdered them. This, according to Thanos' present-day reflection, was what set him on the path to becoming who he is. But in reality, it was that same girl who had first shown him the cave who convinced him to stop being so passive and take revenge by killing the lizards. Thanos starts taking his so-called scientific experiments to the next level, believing his killing spree is just a way to gain knowledge. He moves from dissecting lizards to cave apes, and eventually he begins murdering his fellow Eternals, starting with 2 teens from his school. He confesses his feelings to the mysterious girl from his past, trying to kiss her and claiming he can make her love him. She coldly tells him that the only love he understands is the love of killing. Determined to figure out the source of his bloodlust, he rationalizes that there must be a genetic cause. So he turns to his mother, who is strapped to a table, telling her that once he finds and removes whatever is making him a monster, he won't have to be one anymore. Then he dissects her, apologizing that she didn't succeed in killing him at birth. Years later, as an adult, Thanos leaves Titan and joins a group of space pirates as their navigator. He travels across the galaxy, taking lovers and having children, hoping to find some sense of normalcy and happiness, but it never happens. His captain eventually gets tired of his passive nature and attacks him, leaving him badly wounded. Seemingly ready to die, Thanos blacks out, only to wake up and realize he has killed the captain and taken over as leader. He eventually returns to Titan to visit his mother's grave, and is met by the same girl from his childhood, now a grown woman. She tells him that Sui-san isn't the only reason he came back. Thanos begs for her affection, promising that she'll never want for anything, but she responds that there are many things she desires. He assures her that only he can give them to her. To prove his devotion, she demands his complete loyalty. Thanos travels to a distant planet, where he visits a former lover and their child. She welcomes him joyfully and hands him their son, but he kills the boy without hesitation before murdering her as well. He then returns, seeking approval, but she remains unsatisfied, making it clear that his task is far from over. Determined to earn her love, he accepts that more blood must be shed. Marvel could totally bring this story to the MCU by focusing on a different version of Thanos from another universe instead of the 616 timeline. Then at some point, they could find a way to bring him back to Earth 616. Josh Brolin recently hinted that Thanos might be making a comeback in the MCU, which is exciting news for the rumored Thanos origin project. But more than that, it could be the perfect opportunity to clear up a lingering mystery from one of Phase 4's most debated films. In a 2024 interview, Brolin revealed that he'd heard rumors about Marvel Studios wanting to bring Thanos back, sparking speculation about where he might show up next. While fans of the Mad Titan would love to see him again, his return could also finally resolve a big unanswered question from 2021's Eternals. Chloe Zhao's Eternals brought something totally fresh to the MCU in Phase 4. While it wasn't everyone's cup of tea, the ambitious film has gained more appreciation over time. It also introduced several major storylines that still haven't been explored, leaving some of the biggest unanswered questions in the MCU, including one tied to Harry Styles. Styles made his MCU debut as Eros, aka Star Fox, a mysterious member of the synthetic species seen in Eternals. Back then, Marvel Studios seemed really excited about his character's future. Kevin Feige even told Entertainment Tonight in November 2023 that both Marvel and Styles were looking forward to what's next. However, despite all the hype, Eros still hasn't made a comeback, which Feige attributed to the sheer number of new characters being introduced in the multiverse saga. But now it looks like his return might finally be on the way. When Patton Oswalt's Pip the Troll introduced Eros at the end of Eternals, a lengthy setup confirmed that he's actually Thanos' brother in the MCU as well. This lines up with the comics, where both characters are Eternals, though Thanos' Deviant gene gives him his distinctive look. Since Thanos isn't an Eternal, it's unclear how Eros can still be considered his brother. One theory suggests that Eros was sent to Titan by the Celestials to oversee the emergence of a new Celestial and was later adopted into Thanos' family. If both Thanos and Eros return in Phase 6, it could finally dive into their connection, possibly making Thanos an even more complex villain by exploring his family history in a deeper way. Well, that's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, because we'll be covering more updates on this soon, and other exciting upcoming movies and series. We'll see you next time.